Oh, way.
You know what that is?
That's old effing. That's the tack.
That's their new MRD. 5.7 by 28.
You know what 5.7 is?
You ever seen that?
5.7 is.
Those
5.7's.
are dumb.
5.7 is one of my favorite rounds. I just can't afford to fucking pay to shoot that. Alright, hold on. I want to see this.
Oh, look.
You know, these things. Does this thing really have as much recoil as a 9mm or less?
Right, well.
It's might as well shoot a fucking Nerf gun, guy.
For real?
I swear to God.
Like that?
Solder and Snyde, what are you working on?
Recording this? You got the right direction on the video now?
Yep.
Alright, so we're soldering a new connector on the battery here. Got soldering iron, it's pre-warmed up.
No headphones right now.
Warm this up. It's a tip tinner and cleaner here I use.
Is that?
It's kind of old and crusty, but it still works.
You're working on RC batteries.
Yeah, we got the wrong connector. We need to put this as the connector that takes the, for the SCX6, the big one,
Okay.
the big one.
So we've got a bunch of these. We got about 6 of these. And a bunch of this stuff. And we got a homemade charger over here.
So here we go. We're gonna
Old FM 5.7.
go with the positive first. I use this stuff too, in case anybody's wondering. This is Fun Tack. You can, I don't know if I got packaged, but you can get it at any office store. So I use this stuff to hold my stuff down. Works pretty good. Better than the helping hands, honestly.
Okay, so
You clip one at a time because this is a live battery. So we're gonna put this one out the way here. We're just gonna work on one at a time. We don't want to forget our protector here. Drop that on. Find which is our positive side. This is our positive side. Alright, I'm gonna actually flip all this around here. It's a little bit easier for me to work with. We gotta pull a pocket knife here. Strip our wire back just a tear.
That's the one I'm supposed to be going to go look at.
You can use them fancy wire strippers, but let's do the job. You filming me or you filming the product here?
Both here. We're doing
okay.
we're doing a how-to.
This is a how-to, but I'm pretty ugly.
Well, hey, some of them redneck women out there might think different of you.
There we go. So we're gonna pre-tin our wire.
Dude, I could just daily carry this on that.
You don't ever want, you put just a tiny bit on your soldering iron, and then you want to feed it into the actual wire.
$700.
This is for all you hillbillies out here, and you ain't got a local snyde. We're just working our way around the wire, make sure we got our solder nice and saturated into it.
So you're putting a different connector on to run on the big trucks.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the other connector's for the little trucks.
Yeah, well, I don't even know, it don't even work on any of the trucks that we got. It's just
Why do they come with those?
just different connectors. They make a million of them. Different kinds, and you don't need them. So if you look, our solder's nice and shiny. That's what you want. If your solder's real dull looking, that means it's too cold.
Okay.
So we got the positive here, we got our thing on.
Was that you?
I just got little boys, man. All my
And we're gonna put our wire back in here, hold that steady,
just
Okay.
because
and then we're gonna get our connector in here nice.
a car, a scar is not. You don't have.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
You always want to make sure this is a wet sponge, little Brillo pad. You always want to do that every time. Clean your solder off, and you see there's some junk stuck on there. Just wipe her out. Nice clean soldering iron. That's the key to getting a good solder and getting your angles right. And my trimmer and ass is shaking a little bit, but you see how good zoom in there. See how that's nice and shiny. That's what you want. That's what you're shooting for. So we're gonna go ahead and flip it over, get the other side, just because it's a little wonky here.
How many do you think you let? What is it, 10
10 plus 1, right? Or not plus 1. I think so. 10 plus 1.
Do the same thing.
supposed to be 15 yes. I mean, they're the same fucking thing. The only difference is, this one has, fucking cuts in it.
Solder's getting a little low here. You have to get a new spool.
Well, first one I didn't
And
like.
that SIG's comparable.
I've already played with that.
Okay.
Yeah, but all three.
Check this, please.
Yeah.
Okay, it's in.
There you go. We got a good positive connection. Nice solder right there.
I've already got to check this shit.
This is where this is where it
It's
gets a little
This is the heavier out of all.
sketchy.
but it's also
You want to definitely take your time here
And I think it's 11 plus 1.
Shit.
because you don't want to touch these wires together.
12 plus 1.
So we're gonna put that back there. Keep that out the
I
way.
want to shoot this thing so bad.
Snip this one off.
Yeah, but this is
Shoot
the
it to
normal mag.
oblivion. You don't need it anyway.
This is the normal mag for this.
Strip your wire, just like we did before.
We run knife here, no wire strip.
Yeah, no wire strippers. You can use them. You can use them if you want, but when you're doing this, you always want to make sure that knife's pointing back towards you, so you get a good jerk. You know, always
Yeah.
want to stab towards yourself.
Yep.
Now, twist your wire up here. And use your little gunk. Set her down right here if we can. Retem this wire.
I love how that feels. Jesus.
Look how
Now I know why.
And cleaning. You can see the solder falls off on the wet sponge there as you wipe her off. Flip her over, get the back side of this wire real nice. Oh, there's what we got going on. 50 cal.
Yep, we got a little shooting going on out back.
50 cal Desert Eagle, I think that is. So we see we got this one all done. You always want to clean this soldering iron. That's your, can't stress it enough. That's how you get a good, see how your shit stick on there. Use this to get it off its stuff. Got the best soldering. Got a little bit more here I'm gonna try and tin out. Just kind of clean up my thumbtack too.
What happened?
One more side here.
How's it feel when you shot? Pretty smooth, ain't it? For a gun that size?
Alrighty.
Yeah, fit right in
That stuff's a pretty good indicator too. If you're putting too much heat to your solder, stuff will start melting. That's when you know you got way too much going on. Don't want to forget to feed it through your connector here. Alrighty. Get it stuck down real nice how you want it. Get a wire in here. This is where you definitely do not want to be touching wires together, because you will create the magic smoke. Magic smoke's no fun, because then you're just spending money. Okay. I'm gonna reset all this here.
Where's Kenny at? Oh. I'm trying to make him shoot this fucking P90.
I want
Oh.
to.
P90.
Yeah, we have gun day going on back here.
Oh, God.
So
Your neighbors get mad if you shoot.
I'd like to shoot the P90.
This motherfucker's gonna come in.
What? What'd you say?
Flip her around here and get her last
These
side.
phones on that too, Kenny, so you can feel it and give it a chance.
Look, come on.
Good.
No.
I shot it. Let him shoot. Easy.
We're all shooting it.
That's a whole nother. Probably not. I mean, if you want to do it.
There.
I mean, that's up to
Soldering's
you.
complete. You see there, nice shiny, good solder, not cold. And then you just slide your connector up over. And these are the IC5 connectors we're using. They go to the SCX6.
So
They're a little tough.
that's a brand new battery we just bought.
Yep, and we just swapped the connectors on it. Good.
So that's a how to solder IC5 connectors onto an RC truck battery for this kind of truck,
SCX6.
SCX6. Okay. All right. Well, that's been our first soldering Sundays with Snyde.
Yep, how to.
How to. We got a whole bunch going on around here. I'm talking a lot.
Tune in for more.
Tune in for more.